Hey, it's Reggie Keating with New Key Construction, and today we are with Rob and Eve Cole with Rob and Eve and Company Interiors. They're a full-service interior design company based out of Walnut Creek. We're doing a kitchen remodel, an addition, flooring throughout. Rob and Eve, why don't you walk us through and tell them what we're doing today?
Well, this is a really sweet house. Clients have been living here for a long time, and they'd had their home remodeled once many years ago, and it was time to redo it again. They called me up for a couple reasons. The biggest one is that the floor had to be totally refinished. They had the dishwasher problem, and we were going to be taking it all the way through the house with the new flooring. So that was number one. Number two, the owner is a very petite, adorable woman. She's getting a little smaller.
Okay.
And to do so by the fact that she really can't reach all the cabinets. So those were the two big issues that started us out. And it was time to just look at what was in place and see if we could expand it from there.
So you had the flooring, there's like a different flooring in the entry, a different flooring in the family.
3 different floors, yeah.
I know you were concerned about the safety with all these transitions.
Right.
So what are we going to do with the flooring?
Well, because they've had some wood flooring in some areas, and then they did the click and place flooring in some others, I suggested that they think about vinyl, designer vinyl plank throughout the house, because it'll be easier on their legs, and there's just no reason to have to refinish all of the floor that had been sanded down once already. It was getting very thin, so designer vinyl plank rather was going to be the best solution.
And then we went into the kitchen. You talked about this refrigerator sticking out, closing the space off.
Exactly. So this was always a problem for them. They didn't realize that things had evolved to the point that you could actually get something much shallower that would also give them all the capacity that they needed. So it was time to replace this. As we're looking around, we decided some other appliances needed upgrading, and of course we needed to do the new dishwasher, so let's just get a whole suite.
I love that. And one of the big parts of this transformation of this kitchen is the accessibility.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what you have planned to go on over here?
So one of the important things that we were looking at was the possibility of doing some shelves that would cantilever down from inside the cabinets. The other was drawers. Drawers have become the new direction for so many kitchens. Rather than having to bend over, lean over, and really get deep into the cabinets, I said, we're just going to do drawers in every area that we can.
And I know over here it's kind of like there's a short peninsula with maybe a stool or two there. And this portable one that you said was not safe is kind of rickety. What's your plan with the peninsula and seating area here?
Well, that tied in with the fact that we had looked outside and started talking about the possibility of pushing the whole room out into the backyard a little bit more. That gave us the opportunity to pull this out, extend the peninsula, deepen it so that it has some seating area, and then around that, wrap another room that would have a continuous countertop that would serve as a buffet area. Reggie, I'm really excited about this project. I think it's going to make a huge difference in the quality of their lives. They've had a rough year, and they really need to have some wonderful benefits. So I'm excited that we're going to be doing this together. Let's get going.
All right, well, let's get to building, guys. We'll see you soon. Hey, it's Reggie Keating from New Key Construction. Today we're in Walnut Creek, California. We just finished this home transformation and addition. I'm here with Rob and Eve and Katie from Rob and Eve and Company Interiors. Let's talk about this project. How did it go?
Well, as you can see, it turned out beautifully. We're really excited, and the homeowner's thrilled. So happy for the summer that they get this beautiful kitchen and they get to enjoy their garden even more.
It was really fun to work with you on this project because you put so much time and attention into the details, specifically to this customer. It was really easy to follow your instructions, the way you guys organized all your finishes and helped with all the ordering. It was a pleasure to serve your client.
That's great. Yeah, these clients have
A special need in some ways, yeah.
Yeah, her height is a little bit challenged, and he's very tall. So there are some features in this kitchen that help with the difference in their heights.
So tell me about those features. What exactly did you do?
So there's a cabinet. One cabinet has a pull-down shelf, So it's great for her because she can just open up that cabinet, pull everything down, put it back up, close it up.
My favorite thing, when you come in through the kitchen hallway there, instead of having an oven that comes down and blocks the whole space that you go around, you put in one of those ovens that the doors open out so you can stay really close without blocking that hallway. And we're sitting in their old dining space, and right behind us was that sliding door, and you had to kind of scoot around the table to exit. They had this like bolt-on shed attached to their house. So you came up with this idea to take off that bolt-in shed and let's build an addition onto the home, give them the dining room that they've always wanted, all while adding more storage. Tell me how you came up with all that.
Tons of storage. And what's really nice now is that they don't have to step down into that area. As you said, their dining table was here. They had to step down into the storage area. And now it's just a free-flowing space all the way through. For storage, we added a whole peninsula right here where once was just a roll-away cart.
Yeah.
So now it's all built in.
Remember that?
Yeah, and they've got an appliance garage, so she doesn't have to move around heavy appliances. And we added this whole bar back here. We also added a desk so that she's got
Squeeze it in.
a tiny desk that is just big enough, especially for her.
Yeah, you maximize the space pretty well. I know, taking the client's needs into consideration, one thing that they told me they loved was this additional space is conditioned, so that they're still in the home. Now it's part of the home. It's one level, so there's no tripping hazard. The flow is increased. Having this peninsula right in the center, I think that was a brilliant idea. It's a great hub spot where people can gather, but also a prep station that makes easy access to the central of the kitchen.
Well, you know, we do universal design. That's the way we do our remodels, and it's a particular approach to design that really works for people, all ages and all abilities, but it's very mindful. So we've rounded the corners on the countertops so that nobody could bump into it. Their daughter's about to get married, and they're going to be grandchildren, and so they wanted a space that the children could play in fully and not be bumping into things. So we kept an open area here for access. Also, should anybody end up with a walker or a wheelchair, you've got full turning radius. So that's always something that we take into consideration, particularly when someone is a little older or has any kind of accessibility issues, which they did. And so we were really trying to plan it in advance so that there will be no issues down the road.
Yeah, I think it was smart where you put the refrigerator, having a double door refrigerator with easy access that you can stay close without having a big swing door. You can turn around and put stuff right on this peninsula. That's super convenient.
Yeah, that's another key feature of universal design is to have easy landing areas near anything that you might need to set down. So, enough countertop area on either side of the stove or range, near the sink, and then also close to the fridge, which a lot of people don't think about.
And coming back here, I know you talked about the families expanding, and not only do they want a safe, expanded space behind us for that dining space, but it's big enough to where that table can stretch out and accommodate their entire family.
Yeah.
Now everybody gets to be together inside conditioned space, all in a connected room.
Yeah.
That was a really nice touch.
They're so happy, and we're delighted because it really fulfilled their needs.
So tell me now on these finishes, can you walk me through your strategy with this particular client and their needs and how you picked all the finishes?
I think they first fell in love with the countertop. So everything flowed from there. And we also knew at that point that they weren't going to let us poke out into the garden. So we knew that we wanted to be able to bring in natural elements wherever we could, even though we were working with a very clean, modern white surface.
Yeah, and the countertop stone is a very active pattern. So that's one of the reasons why we kept everything else, simple, clean, neutral, so that the countertops could really shine. And we just brought in some brass and some green, which the countertops have a slight tinge of. So we just pulled out all those natural elements.
The cool thing about your guys' design firm is that you also do furnishings.
Yeah, we actually used the client's existing table and chairs that they've had for a long time and we're pretty attached to.
Yeah.
But it's a nice set that has beautiful warm wood. So again, we pulled out the little bit of the green from the countertops and from the garden windows that the table is right in front of. And she just fell in love with the fabric as soon as she saw it.
And it tied in very nicely with the flooring, which we took out 3 different kinds of flooring throughout the house in order to have one continuous surface, which you inspired them to go for, which we're really grateful that you were able to give them that vision too.
I was leveraging off your safety. You talked about the future. If we fast forward 10, 20, 30 years and there's a walker, well, we don't want a bunch of transition strips going over, and let's make this place safe, one level, no transitions.
And that really pulled together the house, because the front entrance all the way through to the back, down the hall, it feels very, very fresh.
I love the tile backsplash.
Yeah, we do too. It's very subtle. It's like a handmade Italian tile.
Tell me about your strategy with the bar backsplash. Instead of doing tile, you did a mirror there. Tell me about the inspiration behind that.
Before any of this came into being, before they were going to be doing the knockout, they wanted to have a mirror. She said that she liked the idea of opening up the space with a mirror so she could look at herself while she was cooking. And then we decided that we were going to take over this area and really create wonderful storage and a bar refrigerator and everything. But I remember that she had asked about the mirror and that had been something that she had really been attracted to. So I said, we don't need to do tile on the back. Wouldn't you like to have your mirror there? And it's because she's so petite, it's exactly at her height. So it's great.
Okay, so let's talk about additions here. So when someone adds an addition to a home, I think it's really important that it always looks part of the home and it doesn't look like another bolt-on shed like the one we removed, right? So I noticed there's some interior features you used to tie this in. This room behind us truly looks like it was always part of the home. How did you pull that off?
Well, we both have a background in architecture. My husband's an architect, so we're always thinking in terms of structure that way as well. So we knew that there were certain features that you could repeat that kind of soothe you into feeling that unity. So that was one thing. I think the other big thing is that we talked them into really big windows that would include everything, so that it felt like it was not just an addition to the house, but that it was bringing the garden into the house even more.
Also, running the flooring all the way through unites everything.
Yeah, that's a good point. I remember the clients complimenting our carpenters on how well they mimicked the archway of that wall to the rest of the house.
When we first came into the house, she said, don't touch my arch, the one in the front of the house. She says, whatever you do, don't touch that, because I really love it. So remembering that, when we suggested a second one, she was thrilled.
I really love the collaboration where you are constantly involved with the client. It's nice to see that you care not just about the design, but you care about the client experience. And that's why it was so easy to work with you, is because you stayed with the journey and the client the whole time. I think the clients truly enjoyed the way you took care of them, the way you stood by their side. You helped them through all the ups, all the downs, any of the finite details on the project, any design changes or updates. You were there the entire time, all the way to the end.
Yeah, that's why we're in business. We really care about people.
It shows. Well, Katie and Revenue, this has been a fun journey. We're really grateful that you chose us to be the builder for this project. It's been an absolute pleasure serving you and your clients. Thanks for watching this. Hope you guys enjoyed everything. Let us know in the comments what your favorite feature was. We'll see you in the next one.